Yo, what's going on guys? It's your boy Kurt, coach of the Adelaide Absols, bringing you week 2 of the Valhalla League versus Anna, or my girlfriend at this point. But this week we take on Marshadow, which was a huge threat in prep. That thing just 2-hit KO'd my entire roster, so that wasn't fun. Alongside Skuntank, which can memento to suicide into the Marshadow, which was scary. Sylveon for wish support. Shaman there with dealing with Slowking and my Nihiligo for somewhat if it was Scarfed Earth Power. Fortress was nice for Rapid Spin, Hazards, and the Mega Ampharos there just deals a lot of damage to the mons that I brought. I brought Silvally Normal, Slowking, Yveltal, Nihiligo, Arcanine, and Druddigan. So without further ado, we'll get this thing underway. So I was predicting the Fortress lead because Hazards versus me is really nice. Silvally is my only main defogger. So the Hazards were a really nice bring. So she is going to lead with Fortress. I'm just going to go straight for the Glare here with Druddigan. Just try and slow this thing down, try and stop the Paras, try and stop it from getting up rocks, but it does break through, gets up the rocks. So they're pretty much here to stay this game. I don't have Defog on Silvally, so I'm just going to go straight from my rocks. I need them up. In case she is a Defog Skuntank, that means that I can get rid of, she can get rid of both sides rocks. So she's going to Volt Switch, and pretty obviously she can get into Sylveon. Sylveon was really annoying for me. I didn't have really that much to break it. If it was a defensive set, then my Yveltal just couldn't touch it. If it's offensive, then I don't have a switch in. So it was really annoying. So I'm just going to double switch into Arcanine, sorry, not double. But going into Arcanine, I was in Assault Vested Arcanine. I was meant to take on the Sylveon, as long as it wasn't toxic, but she is toxic, so unfortunately I'm just going to have to sit here and sacrifice Arcanine because the toxic plus the Stealth Rocks and the Assault Vest, I didn't have the recovery for that, so that was rather unfortunate. So I kind of get to just sit here and spam stab versus this thing. But I do go for the Iron Head because that did more than Flare Blitz. So Iron Head was a safer play here. She does go in the Fortress, so Fortress was actually rather annoying. It could Rapid Spin, but she could have been Defog Skuntank. I didn't know for sure where she was. So I'm just going to go for the Flare Blitz, hoping that she didn't have like Occa Berry or something to live one and explode or something, which would have been rather unfortunate, but no Occa Berry, so Arcanine taking down the Fortress really early. So that means rocks are pretty much up to stay unless it's a Defog Skuntank. She's going to go straight into the Marshadow. I have no reason to keep this thing around, so I'm just going to let her pick off the Arcanine. So unfortunately Arcanine goes down pretty early into the game actually. I would have liked Arcanine to be around for a little longer, but there's not much I could do. So I just go straight into my Chopper Berry Silvally. Chopper was make sure I could take this close combat here and get enough damage off that it's in range of an Yveltal Sucker Punch or something like that later. Or in range of Druddigan Ruskin Rocky Helmet. So I'm just going to go straight for the Shadow Claw here. Getting a big chunk of damage off, so if I can get into Druddigan here by hard switching, then this Marshadow basically dies. So that was nice. I got rid of the Marshadow pretty early because there was really no reason for her not to click anything to close combat at that point, or Spectral Thief. She had to click close combat because it killed Silvally. If she clicked Spectral Thief on the Slowking, that would have been a really good play, but Marshadow does go down. So at the moment it's looking very positive, but this Sylveon is still super healthy and I lost one of my main answers to it, so that was rather unfortunate. She's just going to go for the Toxic. She was really bluffing a super defensive set here. I know for a fact it wasn't now, but I was playing around this like it was a super defensive set. I was Shadow Claw Drodigan because I could take one from Mars Shadow with this set, but so getting off the Shadow Claw, forcing the Wish, meaning I can get off a Glare here, paralyzing the Sylveon, slowing it down, making it so that Slowking and Nihilego and that don't have to worry about that. Because this thing is relatively fast, really specially bulky, and really just really annoying. So unfortunately Drodigan does go down. Drodigan did what it needed to do though. It killed the Mars Shadow, it got rocks up. I was Molt Breaker rocks. Sorry, no, Ruskin rocks. My bad. But she's gonna go into the Skuntank. I couldn't tell what Skuntank set this was at all throughout the game. I'm just gonna go for a Life Orb Sludge Wave. I was a timid speed boosting Nihilego. I do get a crit, so it kind of varies what my set is. So I'm just gonna switch out here, but she does reveal the Pursuit, which was a really nice play. I was tempted to stay in there, but I couldn't risk a crunch. So Nihilego's pretty weakened. I get into Sylvally pretty freely. Getting Sylvally in was really nice. Because I can Parting Shot here. She does go for the Sucker Punch, but I Thunder Wave and miss the attack, so that was rather unfortunate. Missing that Parting Shot, that Thunder Wave, sorry, was really annoying because I would have liked to have outsped it with Slowking. But nonetheless, she does go into the Ampharos. She's going to Mega Evolve the Ampharos here. Just get the damage off onto my Sylvally, killing Sylvally. I had to get damage off onto this thing to put it in range of a Yveltal, because bulky Ampharos could take one from an Yveltal. She's just going to go for the Volt Switch, get the momentum. She can basically get into whatever she wants here, there's nothing really stopping her. So she's going to go back into the Skuntank, and I'm just going to go straight back into my Nihilego. Getting up a speed boost was really all I needed, just to make sure I outsped Scarf Shaman. That was my main threat, seeing as I was a Life Orb set. But Power Gem really not doing much, as she goes for the crunch, killing the Nihilego. So unfortunate, Nihilego fainted without really doing anything. I'm just gonna go straight into my Yveltal here. Yveltal was 100% the best play, getting the damage off I needed. So I'm just gonna go for the Oblivion Wing. Doesn't do enough though, so I'm gonna have to fire off another couple of these. The Skuntank was actually getting really annoying at this point. I just needed to break this as soon as possible. So I'm just gonna keep spamming Oblivion Wing, getting my health back at the same time. But it does live. I was hoping it killed because it was a roll to kill at that point. And she's just gonna go for another Poison Jab. Getting a nice chunk of damage off. I'm just gonna go for the Dark Pulse here, just try and kill this thing. Make sure this thing's dead. So getting rid of Skuntank was nice because that meant the Slowking really only had to worry about Shaman and Ampharos and could deal with the Sylveon. So here I have no reason to click Z, but she does go for the Protect, which is a really nice play, scouting. I almost didn't Z move here, but if I didn't Z move, I didn't kill, and if Hyper Voiced, I died, and I lost right there. So I needed to get as much damage as possible. Just had to Z move here. I was Supersonic Sky Strike off of Oblivion Wing to deal with this. This plus a Oblivion Wing after a little bit of chip did kill. I was a roll to kill. So I don't really do much through the Protect, but getting a nice chunk of damage off, and I know Oblivion Wing can kill from here, so I'm just going to go straight for the Oblivion Wing. I have to do it, and it lives the Oblivion Wing, which was rather unfortunate. I minimum rolled that, very minimum rolled. I needed 9 more damage to kill, so that was rather unfortunate. So unfortunately, Yveltal goes down there, and it's all up to Slowking here. I don't think Slowking can win this just because this thing has Toxic. I basically had to hope that this thing gets paralyzed and that I could kill it without a Toxic, because that was the main problem for me. Toxic. She goes for the Protect to make sure that she can get one off. Make sure she can take one, or just scout to see if I had anything special up my sleeve. So she's going to go for the Toxic, still outspeeding after Paralyzed, so showing she had some speed investment. Although Slowking is very slow. But I'm just going to go for the Scald again, just have to kill this thing. So Sylveon goes down, and it's not looking good because I don't have a way to get health back onto this Slowking. I don't have a way to get any way for me to break this Shaman plus the Ampharos without dying. So here I'm kind of just stuck as she just goes for the Substitute, revealing she's a Substitute set. I'm just going to Flamethrower here, break the Substitute, and unfortunately I will lose this because I don't have a way to break this. That's really not much else I can say about this, it's just how it goes. I die to the Toxic after a Seed Flare, just because I didn't have enough health. So I'm just going to go for another Flamethrower, hoping that I can kill the Shaman, but doesn't do enough. It's a bulky Subseed, so unfortunate that it's a 2-0 loss to Anna. The Independence Infernapes going on 2-0 into week 3, and I'm going 1-1 into week 3. Rather unfortunate, but it was still a really good game. So I hope to see you all in week 3 when we take on Mali and this, how do I pronounce this team name? Hold up while I try and work out how I'm going to pronounce this team name. We take on Mali and the, come on dog, and the, fuck, come on, and the Seskin Chessmans. So see you guys all in week 3.